Pleurobot. When we think about robots, we think of two things: conflicts and how they can replace manual labor. But not in the case of Pleurobot, a cute little robot inspired by the salamander that can walk, crawl, and swim underwater. The BioRobotics laboratory built this robot, which mimics the natural movements of the fascinating amphibious species, allowing us to better comprehend our own biology and even unlocking previously undisclosed mysteries of the spinal cord. It also features electronic circuitry that serves as its nervous system. The Pleurobot contains 27 motors and 11 segments all along its spine to simulate movement, which is akin to the amphibian's 40 vertebrae and various joints, some of which rotate freely and move up and down. But the front of the robot is something you wouldn't like to see because it has a skeleton-like front. Squidbot. Scientists often look to nature for ideas when they are trying to figure out how to make advanced robots move, and the marine environment is a particularly rich source of ideas. The latest example of this is a Squidbot that was made by engineers at the University of California. It moves through the water like a real squid by using a combination of soft and hard materials. Squidbot makes jet pulses that move it through the water just like a real squid would. In practice, this means that the Squidbot can carry its power source inside its body, so it doesn't need a lead. The second plate can be loaded with a sensor or camera to do underwater monitoring work. This is another benefit of the design. This kind of soft robot could be used in environmental research to protect fish and coral, which could be hurt by robots with harder bodies. Crabster CR200. Crabster CR200 is a frighteningly awesome-looking robot that was built to solve mobility issues in choppy water. The Korean Institute of Technology, KIOST, created the Crabster CR200. The Crabster CR200 was designed to overcome the difficulties faced by high tidal currents in shallow waters. Remotely operated vehicles with propellers and autonomous underwater vehicles are adept at quick movements and deep dives, but the technology does not fare well in harsh environments. Since Crabster CR200 is powered by a tethered external source, it may stay underwater for days at a time, collecting data with sonar scans and collecting and storing items with its two front legs. The outer shell of the robot was built to endure powerful currents, such as those that surround submerged ships that are still ripe for exploration. The 1,322-pound Crabster is easily transported using shipping containers and a crane that lowers it to the sea floor, but operating it requires 4 people to watch it at all times. Festo AquaPenguin. Penguins are great swimmers and adorable. Penguins can dive 700 meters and travel 100 kilometers per day in quest for food. They're swift, have stamina, are agile, and can reach 30 kilometers per hour. These facts inspired Festo, a German company, to create the AquaPenguin. The bionic penguins are planned to be autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, that can independently orient and navigate through the water basin, as well as establish differentiated, varied behavior patterns in group operation. The hydrodynamic body shapes and graceful wing propulsion technique of penguins were inspired by their natural prototypes. The wings are made up of a skeleton of spring steel pieces embedded in an elastic silicon matrix that gives them their profile. They can therefore twist it to an appropriate angle in interaction with the hydrodynamic forces in each stroke, allowing the pitch angle to be adjusted interactively. The artificial penguins can thus maneuver in confined spaces, turn on the fly, and even swim backwards, unlike their biological counterparts. The AquaPenguin can swim in groups without colliding due to its quick, precise control, depth control, pressure and temperature correction, and positional stability. And on your first look, you might not even be able to differentiate between an actual penguin and the robotic AquaPenguin designed by Festo. Eelume. A revolutionary solution for underwater inspection, maintenance, and repair, Eelume is changing the game. They are essentially long, autonomous robotic arms with slender, flexible bodies that can go places conventional underwater vehicles couldn't go and perform inspection, maintenance, and repair in tight spaces. Customization of the Eelume vehicle is possible by combining different thruster kits, joints, sensor devices, and other payload devices. Using the thrusters and the joints, they can attain any position in the water. Hovering, efficient survey missions, and maneuverability in strong ocean currents are all made possible by the jointed slim body. Flexible attachment points allow for sensors and other tools to be fastened to the body at any time. The body of the vehicle is shaped like a U, and tools are mounted at both ends, creating a dual arm arrangement. One end of the arm can grab and hold the vehicle, while the other is free to undertake inspection and intervention tasks. A camera mounted at the end of the arm can show what's going on with the tool at the other end of the arm. The Eelume's extraordinary shape-changing capabilities make all of these operating scenarios possible. Stickybot. Imagine a robot that can climb up vertical surfaces like a gecko. This may sound unreal, but it has become a reality because of Stickybot. Engineers at Stanford University have utilized the biology of a gecko's foot to construct a robot that can mount smooth surfaces, such as a wall of slick glass. The Stickybot, inspired by the complex designs of gecko toes, looks promising as a forerunner to future robots with the ability to climb vertical surfaces and reach previously inaccessible locations. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, professor of mechanical engineering and co-director of the Center for Design Research, is Stickybot's principal designer. For the past 5 years, he has worked with researchers from across the United States to develop climbing robots. After developing a robot that can mount concrete and brick, he looked to the gecko for inspiration in developing a device that could climb glass and metal. BionicWheelBot. Just when you think you can outrun this scary little spider bot, it pulls a transformer, transforms into a wheel, and races at you. Yes, that does seem like horrible science fiction. This, however, is the Festo BionicWheelBot. Festo is a robotic recreation of the flick-flack spider that moves as though it's the happiest spider on the planet. It has pointy legs that resemble crabs. There's a sense of impending dread as it begins to fold those legs inward to reconfigure itself as a wheel. Any naive human witnessing a robotic spider doing this will have no idea what is about to happen. And once the spider bot starts moving, it's too late. It may also launch itself into the air by somersaulting and rolling on the ground at the same time. It is twice as quick in rolling mode as it is when walking. MIT RoboTuna. Imagine the fish, extremely agile and a natural swimmer. This 160 million-year-old creature is perfectly adapted to its aquatic surroundings. MIT engineers have constructed the first robotic counterpart of nature's Piscine wonder, which could lead to small submarines with similar characteristics. According to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, a professor of environmental engineering who leads the research team, the RoboTuna project began around 3 years ago with the main goal of building a better rocket engine for autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs. RoboTuna is an underwater robot designed to swim underwater for a longer period of time than other robotic submarines. These subs are frequently used by scientists to survey the ocean floor, perform fish counts, and track pollution over time. What is the ultimate goal? They could put a fully autonomous fish into Boston Harbor, tell it to go someplace, and have it return. The engineers believe that such a fish will be a reality within the next 5 years. For the time being, the researchers are working on enabling the robot to swim in a straight line as efficiently as possible. Robird. Robird bird drone is a peregrine falcon robot that can be operated remotely. This drone not only scares birds, but it is also the world's most effective bird control solution. This is the sole tool capable of pulling birds and flocking them in any direction. Robird is a dependable, manageable, safe, and humane solution to assist lower bird counts in a variety of businesses. This drone is recognized by birds as a true predator. Basically, it is a flapping wing aircraft with the look of a falcon, a weight of 27.5 ounces, a wing width of 112 centimeters, and a flight speed of 16 meters per second. Because of their identical appearance and movements, no other bird can tell the difference between a real peregrine falcon and a Robird. This enables Robird to be utilized for effective and environmentally friendly bird control. Mechanical Wasp. Mechanical wasps are micro-air vehicles that the researchers adapted so that they may attach to various surfaces using adhesives inspired by geckos' and insects' feet, which were previously produced by Kozkowski's lab. Mechanical wasps have the ability to drag objects up to 40 times their weight. Similar vehicles can only lift objects that are approximately twice their own weight. Mechanical Wasp can pull objects such as door handles in one scenario or cameras and water bottles in another. Moreover, the Mechanical Wasp's small size allows it to maneuver through confined spaces and get near to people, making it suitable for search and rescue. The small robots may theoretically shift waste or place a camera to examine a hazardous region by holding tightly to surfaces while they tug. Bionic Flying Fox. The flying fox is the only member of its genus Tinamous which can really take to the air. Their enlarged metacarpal and finger bones and their thin elastic flying membrane down to their foot joints are distinguishing features. While in the air, the creatures can use their fingers to adjust the flying membrane's curvature, letting them to maneuver aerodynamically and with deftness. This allows them to gain maximum uplift while flying slowly. The mechanical flying fox has a wingspan of 228 centimeters and a body length of 87 centimeters, but only weighs 590 grams. The wing kinematics of this artificial flying fox are similar to those of the wild flying fox, in that they are segmented into arms and hands and coated with an elastic membrane that runs from the wings to the feet. This results in a huge wing area, which permits a light wing loading. Because all of the joints on the bionic flying fox are on a single plane, it can move and fold its wings in just the same way its biological inspiration can. Kawasaki Bex. Kawasaki showcased a roadworthy goat-shaped robot with wheels that can carry a human on its back. The four-legged robot, named Bex, is based on an ibex, a form of wild mountain animal in Eurasia, North Africa, and East Africa. Apparently, the engineers wanted to create a robot that could travel fast across level ground while also navigating challenging terrain. The Bex robot has wheels on its knees, allowing it to move faster on flat surfaces than the glacial pace at which it walks. The robot can be configured with a passenger pack that can accommodate a rider weighing up to 220 pounds. According to Kawasaki Robotics, Bex might be utilized to transport crops on farmland or goods at a building site. Furthermore, the robotic goat can be used to conduct remote site inspections, similar to what Spot is presently doing at Hyundai factories in Korea. If you like this video, check out this video, 15 fidget gadgets actually worth buying.